everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is LolaAjisafe here. We're going to be talking about, I don't want to give you all the middle finger, but you know what I'm saying. If you like what you see, put a ring on it. Anyway, look, a lot has happened. Went for my meditation retreat, had to have some dental surgery. So if you see my jaw looking a little like Jay Leno, I don't want to hear about it in the comments. Like, it is what it is. I need to get the videos out, and I just don't want to, I don't want to waste any more time. So we're just going to go with it, and you're going to go with me, and I'm going to know that you know that it was just, I had the root canals. That's what happened. Yo, I get punched in the jaw. This is it. But let's keep this going. So because I'm behind by a couple episodes, I'm going to do, like, you know, couple snippets, because I was intrigued when I watched it. I was like, I can't just sit on this. I can't sit on my hands. So we're going to talk about it real quick. Here goes. So we're going to talk about Kenneth and Shorty. So episode 8, Kenneth and Shorty Snippet, what we're talking about here. So, you know, Dr. Nicole realizes that, yo, let me help out my boy Kenneth, because he looked like it's getting rough. It's getting rough for him. Let me help him out. She has a sit down with him. You know, she should just kind of tell him, like, you know, I think what she's seeing is that the truth is they have a toxic pattern. So Dr. Nicole figures out that, look, she needs to help this young man out. Like I said, they have the most ferocious toxic pattern out of all the couples. Now, none of the couples are innocent, but theirs is the worst. So Dr. Nicole acknowledges that they appear to have the worst toxic pattern out of all the couples. She didn't say that. I'm just speaking for her. Like, that was her observation. So what she ends up doing, instead of seeing both of them down, she sits down and have a chat with him. And his, I guess, he acknowledges that there's an issue, but then he loves her too much to stand up for himself or nip it in the bud. But the truth is, I think when you have a toxic pattern here, you require both parties to feed into the pattern for it to become a pattern. You require both people to feed into it to occur. You know, when you have an interaction or a relationship, things can occur without the permission of the other person. Someone is verbally abusive to you, you have to remain in that space for the person to continue the verbal assault. If you decide that that's not for you, you can stand up, walk out. So you do require permission of both parties for that pattern to occur. So she's not just pointing fingers at Shorty, but she's asking him what's going on. And so Dr. Nicole's way of, you know, maybe giving him some nuggets is to let him know that he has no control over how Shorty might behave or speak or carry herself. But the control and the power is in how he carries himself and what he does. We teach people how to treat us. So if that's something he decides that's no longer acceptable for him, he can nip it in the bud and remove himself from that situation. So at the roundtable discussion, where, you know, they recap the dates, Shorty talks about, you know, her salsa date she had with, what's his name? The salsa date she had with Tabby. And she says, oh, she realizes that she's okay being led. She just has issues with Kenneth, and, you know, Kenneth, you know, aka Kenneth is the issue. And then Dr. Nicole asks her, does she think that, you know, Kenneth would like to take that role of leadership or to be in charge or to run things? And, you know, Shorty say, like, she thinks he would, but he don't have the kahunas to do that. All of us did that. Like, whoa, here she go again. She's about to slap him with some verbal assault. Would want to, but he don't know how to. And of course, Dr. Nicole always likes to go back to the other person in the couple to ask them, how do you feel about what they say? Like, yeah, you heard her. How you feel about that? And, you know, Kenneth says that, you know, he actually feels that was a jab or an insult to him, and he felt it and it hurt his feelings. And then, of course, you know, Shorty launches into, yeah, that's why she's always, I don't know if she used the word scared, but she's implying that sometimes she's afraid to speak to him because he'll take it as criticism. Anytime she's given constructive criticism, he takes it and gets really sensitive, so now she has to feel like she has to tiptoe on eggshells. And my butt can say, like, sis, stop it now. He called out. It's like that's like keep it 100. That's not the real deal here. Then immediately Shorty changes her tune. You know, because you know, Kenny was saying that, you know, put the brakes on, that I do a lot of things around the house that I don't feel like you appreciate. Immediately Shorty switches. She's like, you know what, that you do a lot of things around the house, but you ain't, like, she's the one, like, aka I'm just like, look, I earn the money around here. Like, how can she appreciate that? You're like, aka she's saying that he's earning his keep. The year he might do some cooking, he might do some tidying up, but she's the one paying the bills. So, you know, if he's trying to earn extra credit, he hasn't done anything extra to earn extra credit. I pay the bills, man. I expect you, like she said, I pay the bills. I expect you to cook. Whew. Look, this is what I want to say. Like, you know, ladies, if you get with a man who earns less than you, if the dynamic, the backup, whatever goes on between you is not comfortable for you, don't do it. Don't do it. If you meet a man who earns less than you and it's a problem for you, please, girls, ladies, close your legs and tell him to keep moving. Because what you're not going to do, you're not going to get praise for playing team mom for a guy. Because now she wants extra credit because she accepted someone that she's not into. She's not into him. Because you have constantly in these roundtable discussions berated this guy, embarrassed him, spoken down to him, like disgraced him. I think at this point, and you can tap the guy beside you if you're not a guy. One way that a guy perceives love is by respect. Like, if you're going to constantly berate this man, let him go. This kind of attitude, I can do it all by myself. I did. Ladies, don't do this. Like, nobody asked you to be a hero. Nobody asked you to be a superhero. Nobody asked you to be the guy's mom. If this is something you can't stomach, don't even start. What I say? Don't start. Close your legs and tell him to keep walking. You're better off by yourself. Because this, you ain't coming out like Shorty looking crazy. She might have put up with certain things. He might have, you know, leaned back and gotten a little too, you know, lackadaisical and relaxed a little too much. But right now, she the villain in this story. She's the villain. Lola, why is she the villain? She's the villain because now it's one thing to have like a really acidic argument in private, but to constantly berate him in front of us with cameras rolling, Shorty can't but look bad. Like, yo, and the next person who could be for her will think twice because he's looking at that like, okay, yes, this guy doesn't have his marbles together, he doesn't have his act together, but should she really berate him like that? I say no.